as we're starting our life purpose exploration here, discovering your life purpose and helping others to do the same. And this is an overview of our upcoming life purpose course, which is part of the online holistic spiritual coaching and healing certification program. Hi, I'm Phillip Mountrose, co-director with my wife and partner, Jane Mountrose of Awakenings Institute. We help people step up and tap into the heart and soul with our trainings and our connections with people. And I think today you'll find it a very interesting exploration of an important topic, your life purpose, maybe an all crucial, all important topic to know about, to learn. And it's really what we have been focusing on for many years. We wrote a book, Jane Mountrose, my partner and I, years ago, on living your divine purpose, getting through to your soul, it was called. And we keep exploring that and deepening that in our trainings. And it's something that you really want to learn deeply through direct transmission from people who can help you and get the support you need. Because how important is your life purpose? Well, you know you're a spiritual being having a human experience, right? And one of the main reasons to be here is to learn to live your life purpose. Why is that? Well, you're going to grow, you're going to learn, you're going to heal, you're going to create when you do that. And the more you can embrace that, the better off you'll be. And today we're going to explore that topic. And Jane, my partner, was feeling a little under the weather, so unfortunately she can't be here with us, but she's here in spirit. And the reason, just a quick background of why your purpose is so important to live a rich, fulfilling life. For me, years ago, I was searching for spiritual growth and enlightenment in my 20s. It took me into a spiritual group where I actually met my wife and partner, Jane Mountrose, and it was wonderful. We learned some beautiful esoteric spiritual techniques, principles that we teach actually in our upcoming coach healing course, which I'll tell you more about. Uh, and there was some missing elements though, and that was that that you needed to heal as well as learn how to spiritually grow. That was a key missing piece that set us on a search after we left that group, and we learned all kinds of modalities in psychology, NLP, holistic hypnotherapy, many coaching techniques over the years. We actually developed many of our own, what we call getting through techniques, too. And that was beautiful because we realized this is what we were really meant to do, um, how to coach, to heal, to teach, to help other people do that. And I want to show you a little slide here to kind of give you an overview of why this topic of life purpose is so important. And with your purpose, you're going to feel very energized. You're going to feel fully alive. You're like the wind is behind your back. Uh, you're going to have that heart and soul, that deep guidance, that inner wisdom, that North Star, and get clear direction. Now, without your purpose, you're kind of wandering around, de-energized. Something is missing. You may feel anxious or stressed, maybe low grade chronic stress in the background. You're lacking that guidance and wisdom and clarity, and that can even undermine your health and relationships and career. Zig Ziglar, the famous speaker, once said, you want to become a meaningful specific instead of a wandering generality. And so the challenge of your life purpose is you're drawn to something. You know you want to grow. You know you have gifts and talents. And a lot of people we speak with in our programs that we help have been since childhood. They've been the kind of go-to person that people have come to for advice and feeling comfortable, maybe some guidance, counseling. And that's wonderful and great. And they know that's an innate skill and something they're here to develop. What's the challenge with that? Well, they get confused because at a certain point, this kind of raw talent is undeveloped and they're not sure how to structure it, how to develop it. And they become confused and isolated and without support. In other words, they're looking for structure and support. I think a good analogy I like to use to help you understand it is say you're maybe a gifted sports player, a tennis player, or even musician. You have raw talent, but without training and coaching and help, you can only get so far on your own. And you really can't fulfill things and get those missing pieces from someone who's an expert uh, that can really help you embody what you need to know, really learn it at a deeper level. So what I want to do is share 5 parts of our upcoming coach healing program that relate directly to your life purpose, these topics that we go into, give you sort of an overview of what they're like, why they make a difference for you, why they're so important, to introduce them to you. So one topic we cover in our 12-week upcoming life purpose coaching healing program is the stages of life and clearing. And we use holistic EFT tapping, the tapping technique, and we have a specific holistic version that we do. I'm doing a little tapping here on the side if you don't know that. And learning the basic EFT is pretty simple. To do it as an art, as a coach healer, that takes training and support to really know how to dive into deep core issues. And the stages of life teaching, and we have it as a handout. There's a lot of templates you'll get. You'll see where for yourself, if you're helping yourself, which is the first part of the course, to heal your coach yourself, right? And or helping another person, where in life did the person have a block? What came up? What was an incident? I'm thinking of a client I had, and she at around age 13, her father died, and she was very close to her father and really looked up to him, and he helped her, and he of course was the financial support for the family. And what it came up with when I was helping her, she wanted to open her own business. It was a skincare business, and she wasn't sure about it. She had a lot of doubts, and it connected to this fear of this lack of support. And once you become, first of all, aware of it, then that's part of the clearing and healing in itself. And then second, you can do the EFT tapping, a wonderful, energetic, easy to do technique that you can be very precise as the way we show it, teach it to you to clear it. And that really helped her get going in her business to succeed. And a little side note here, uh, this program, the upcoming coaching and healing program, which the next course is 12-week courses on life purpose, it works with both coaching and healing. And that's a rare combination, but we think absolutely essential. Why is that? Well, the coaching gives you the support, the structure, the strategy, the techniques, the masculine approach, the masculine, the yin yang of it, the yang, and the you also need the healing where you get stuck, where you're blocked. And that's the feminine, intuitive, clearing, embracing. Because one without the other leaves you sort of hanging. You're either stuck in some blockage for your goals, or you're clear. Now you feel clear about going forward, but how do you do it? That's where the support comes in. So that's why having both coaching and healing, and it's rare to find that, is really, we find, essential in going forward to learning how to become a really good coach healer. Uh, Another subject that we cover in the 12-week training on coaching life purpose is soul centering and also spiritual activations. Centering with your soul is a cornerstone, we found, and we were taught years ago some wonderful how to direct connect with your soul for guidance and healing. One of our books here is behind me. You might be able to see it, The Loving Power of Your Soul, about that. And everything kind of goes from there, because when you have the wisdom of your soul guiding you directly, it's your master healer. And there's simple ways of doing that. If you're just kind of breathing in now for a moment, relaxing, breathe into your heart, relax, and you slow down. And as you feel more centered, you do have that sense of awareness really heightens, doesn't it? You can probably feel that. And we help people do that. And the idea is, when people even get a sense of that, because the soul is always there in everyone, but until you get to a certain part, which is this spiritual activations, this other topic, the soul is more in the background. It's more dormant. And these spiritual activations, which we've studied by people's growth in our programs. It's a developmental model of how people grow and awaken. Uh, well, at first, they're just connected sort of with themselves and their immediate environment. And then they're more aware, sort of as a child, with a group, their family, their tribe, their culture. And that can go into adulthood. In fact, it can be a whole adult training of just relating to uh, your culture and your family, and not really going beyond that programming, really, what you're told to think and do. And it has some positives, of course. But until you get into that, what we call the third activation, the next step, breaking from what you've been told, the conditioning, questioning that you start to awaken more, and that leads you to the fourth activation of opening to your soul and your soul's guidance, which is what we teach, especially specifically in the course, how to exactly what to do for yourself. So you're going to grow quite a bit leaps and bounds spiritually by doing this, because you'll practice in the labs how to do it, uh, but also to help others to do that, so they awaken to their own truth, and you can really be a beautiful coach and healer on a spiritual, holistic level for them. And it goes further into activations where you start to open your voice and your expression. Remember that term, speaking your truth. It's not in the CNN status quo reality yet, but we know what it is. People who are watching this, speaking your truth. How do you do that? What is that? What is that not? And when you're in a group that can support you and sort of channel you, lead you in the right direction, it becomes much easier to do that, to facilitate that. And that takes us to another topic that we teach in this upcoming coach healing course, which is really fascinating, which is your soul's overleaves. Did you know your soul had overleaves? What does that mean? It's really comes from a system called the Michael teachings, channeled in the 1970s. And it's a system of understanding your roles. You have a role that you were given from birth. And once you know that, it's like knowing you're a male or female. You know, you've always been this role for your whole life, but you don't know it. You kind of intuitively do. But once you consciously know it, we teach that the seven possible roles and how they interact, and the goals, the major goals that you have. So you have a single goal that's a priority. And you have an attitude, a mental perspective on how to approach your life and your soul's role. Um, and then there is your chief defense, those fear patterns, those things that set you back, maybe arrogance or self-deprecation or being a victim, those things that are patterns that are quite unconscious. And once you start to know this big picture, life becomes a lot more fluid and dynamic, and things that were a mystery, like why does this keep happening to me, or I'm picking up something from this person I'm trying to help, I'm not sure what it is. Well, maybe their role, maybe they're have a what's called a server role in this system, or maybe they're more of a warrior. And you may know other systems of kind of typology, things like the Myers-Briggs, or the big five personalities, or the Enneagram. But we find this Michael teachings that we teach in this course very objective and practical. Um, so I think you'll really love learning that. People who know it appreciate it quite a bit, who take the course and give us that feedback. And I wouldn't want to be without it. Once you know it, it's like something that you didn't know. And then when you know it, say, wow, now I get so many things. And this is a little, we have a diagram that's showing these different patterns and so forth that we teach in the course, the overleaves of your soul's pattern. Another topic, just to give you a sampling of what we teach, is polarities. What are polarities? The law of polarities, it's sometimes called. Things are an opposite, and you need to understand the opposites to balance them and to transcend them. And the ones that we teach, which are key, or they're playing out every day in your life, is the masculine and feminine polarity. Uh, and that everyone has masculine and feminine inner, and these are inner energies that we all carry inside of us. More the masculine's more the active, the more the doer, the more the thinker. The feminine is more the receiver, the more intuitive. Uh, and we piece these together and show where they're out of balance, to balance them for yourself and other people. Another polarity is spiritual and earthly. A lot of people, especially people maybe watching this, uh, know that there's a kind of a spiritual interest part of them and a material, physical part of themselves. and it can be out of balance. Sometimes people who are very holistic are sort of head in the clouds and feet are not on the ground, and you need them both. Some people are the other way around. They're so attached to material things that they've forgotten the spiritual part, how to balance that. And there are other polarities too. And interestingly, as we teach them, they show up in different parts of your body, the way they split up, like the masculine and feminine, like you look at the body split together, and the top and the bottom can be this spiritual, earthly, and there's the back and the forth, the future. The back is the past, the forward is the future. So those are just a few things that we go into in detail in the course that we think are really important for your life purpose and just general knowledge if you want to be a coach healer and master more of that in this lifetime, if that's where you're being drawn to. And this is some leaps of faith, following your heart, because when you're starting something new, there's going to be doubts or wonders, can I do this? If you're watching this, you're probably being led to do it. And it takes some leaps of faith and trust in it to break from the herd, as I said, that spiritual activation to succeed. It takes a little courage, but that's part of the joy and the thrill of it all, too. So the last thing I just want to mention that we teach in the class, and we teach many, many things. I just want to give you kind of a sampling of it now, is teaching ceremonies, conducting ceremonies and rituals, and teaching classes and workshops. People find this very valuable. Um, if you think of it, uh, you will be involved with ceremonies and rituals all your life, things where you're helping other people. It might be an official ceremony where you're helping them, or even giving a class. The way you conduct a class might be something of a ceremony or ritual. And if you know how to put those pieces together, it's nice to do that. You might be surprised how much you use that or could use that if you knew how. It's nice to have it. And it's not hard to learn, but it's something you get guidance in that. And also, very importantly, is teaching classes. We're all teachers. We're all learners, and that's continually going on. We tend to forget that. And people who want to go into coaching and healing they may have a niche, a specialty. It could be life purpose or health or business or relationships, something like that. And you'll probably teach some classes uh, or introductions about that, or maybe even courses where you teach them. So you want to learn how to teach classes. Now, here's what people often miss. You might be very good at becoming a coach and a healer. You probably already have that inclination and background, maybe even an extensive background, or maybe you're just starting. That's great. But then how do you teach it? That's a whole set of skills in itself. And since I've been a teacher, I was an educator years before I became a coach and a healer. That's something that I've learned a lot about. It can share it to you and give you a lot of sort of shortcuts and essences. Again, you want to have kind of a direct transmission and feedback in all of this. And in the classes, there's labs where you practice all of this. So you can practice the holistic EFT energy techniques, clearing something maybe about life purpose. And we also have spiritual kinesiology, a healing from the soul where you're breathing into your heart and using that to clear. So you'll practice that integrates it, that makes you go from knowledge to being to really embodying it. Um, and that's invaluable. And that's a lot of fun. And that will add up over time where you'll develop mastery. So with that in mind, I want to give you a kind of a taster, a development of how this might work and the kind of things we do in the course. And in this case, I want to give you a demonstration of holistic EFT. We call it holistic because we have our own version of the EFT tapping technique. And once you understand the issue with the person, I'm about to do a demonstration, then you use the EFT. But you need to get clear on what the person wants, because without the clarity, things are kind of like throwing mud against the wall. You might get some healing, and it might be more like symptomatic. But to get the deeper, precise healing, you want to know exactly what's going on, as I'll demonstrate and show you. And the EFT technique is very simply finding a precise affirmation like a lock and key that relates to the issue, the stressor at hand, say. And you can do this for physical things too, but we'll be doing it for emotional things. And then once it's clear what the issue is, as I'll demonstrate, then you do the tapping, and it may take a couple rounds to reduce the stress, what's called the SUDS level, so it's not as stressful. So it neutralizes the energy so the person can be clear. And these tapping points, these acupoints that we'll be tapping are based on meridian systems, which have energy that go throughout the whole body. And when your thinking connects, of course, to your body, and when you're thinking something, say you're worried about your life purpose or confused, that agitates your system and imbalances your body. And when you restore it through the EFT tapping, then you can think clearly, and then you can add some coaching, like what would be my next step. Now I'm in a good place because I'm not having this continual agitation going on. So with that in mind, we have Bonita Jacques here to do a demonstration. Bonita, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Phillip.
Great to see you. And we were talking a little bit about life purpose, and what would you like to look at uh, more closely today?
Well, something you said in one of the slides really kind of struck me. Something missing. So I so I would like some more confidence in defining my purpose. I've had a purpose set, but I feel like it's shifted, and that there is something missing, and I don't know exactly how to put it all together.
Hmm. So something's missing. So you have a sense of your purpose, but you just feel something's missing.
Yeah, like there's another direction I need to look at, or um, something. I don't feel like I've had a lot of clients lately. Um, and so things are kind of shifting, and I don't know how,
Hmm.
or it needs to shift um, to be of more service.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I don't know exactly what's missing.
Right. And just as a background, Bonita has taken our coaching and healing course. And so she already is working with clients and so forth. But like all of the topics, which we choose very profound topics in the coach healing program, like life purpose, like manifesting your dreams, like the heart and soul of coaching, the individual courses, um, there's a lot of depth to them. I mean, you can go deeper into your life purpose for your whole lifetime. And as you get through those spiritual stages and activations I referred to earlier, other things come up that were initially hidden or you weren't really ready to look at. But as you get higher on the mountain, so to speak, you see larger and you're ready for that next ascent, shall we say. So, uh, Bonita, did you want to add something there?
I did, because yesterday I pulled a card, and it was the Holy Mountain from the Mystical Shaman. And so you just brought up the mountain. So I feel like it's all related.
It's
And you go
synchronous,
to,
yeah.
yeah,
And as you get more and more on the spiritual path and with support, there's a lot more synchronicities that naturally occur in your life, as Bonita was pointing out. Thanks for sharing that. So we would start with you said something was missing, and can you focus on that feeling of something's missing and tell me what that is? There a feeling? Is there an incident? What are you focusing on to get that feeling?
well, there's frustration that I can't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think a little sadness in there too,
Mm-hmm.
um, and
Okay.
stuckness. I don't
Okay.
know if that's a
So
feeling,
three, yeah, no, so those are three things we can measure. And is there any specific incident you're tagging it to?
but just kind of a longing
Yeah.
for something.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and that could be for people like, hey, I'm going for my purpose and I really want to. And whenever I kind of have that feeling about purpose, this feeling comes up. Would that be an accurate summary for what
Yeah, and
you're
it kind of
experiencing?
like, where'd everybody go? Like I don't know if it's a long, maybe it's a connection thing as well. I don't feel connected.
Yeah, you mean because some of the people you lost some connections.
Right,
Okay. So you're thinking of not sure where to go and feeling like you're not as connected there.
correct.
Okay. And that's connected to,
Two other people,
okay.
and maybe I
Any
felt more connected to them than they felt to me.
other people, just any particular people,
Clients,
like
clients.
people you're helping? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I
And
still
that,
care.
yeah, so yeah, and so that kind of goes up and down in that journey. Yeah, so you're checking like what's that next connection, and when you go deeper into your purpose, then you can offer more to people if you have clients or helping people, whatever wherever you are. You know, if you're teaching classes, I know Sunny is here with me, and she's a teacher. She's teaching people and connecting with people. And I see Leslie there. I'm sure she has many connections too. So you can go deeper into the connections and tie them into your purpose, and both of them work mutually together. That makes sense. So we can measure the numbers on the feelings of being frustrated and sad and stuck. 1 out of 10, 10 being total. How frustrated, Bonita?
I'm going to say an eight,
How sad?
five,
How stuck?
6.
Okay. So we tend to go with the highest one to just as a focus, clear that energy. And so then we do an affirmation before we do those tapping points. So even though, and I want to get the right one for Bonita, I'm just going to suggest some things. Even though part of me feels frustrated about where to go next, connecting with people,
Where
my
to go next?
purpose. Okay, that sounds right. So even though part of me feels uh, frustrated about where to go next, I can uh, deeply love and accept myself. That's the second part of the EFT affirmation. And you say that tapping the karate chop below your little finger, another point while you say the affirmation aloud. Even go ahead and put it, even though part of me
Even
feels
though part of me feels frustrated about where to go next, I
mm-hmm,
deeply love and accept myself.
good. And again, we can all tap to support Bonita and get our own healing when we do this, by the way. Go ahead.
Even though part of me feels frustrated about where to go next, I deeply love and accept myself.
Good. And one more last time.
Even though part of me feels frustrated about where to go next, I deeply love and accept myself.
Good. So now we tap on the EFT tapping acupressure points, the top of the head. We can say release.
Release,
Good. And the eyebrow by the bridge of the nose by the eyebrow, either or both sides, release.
release,
The side of the eye we tap firmly 5 to 7 times, release.
release,
Under the eye, release.
release,
Under the nose, release.
release,
The under the lip, lower lip, release.
release,
Under the collarbone, around the elbows, the collarbone, excuse me, the bump in the collarbone. Yeah,
release,
release. Good. And under the armpits, the by the elbows around, kind of like you're
re-
embracing yourself, release. And the final we call the reset
release,
process. We do a reset so we're integrating the left and right brain, tapping the top ahead, across the head lightly, breathing, release,
release,
loving, accepting myself. Good. And then tapping in the heart and breathing, loving, and accepting myself. We breathe and we pause and we're integrating because energy is shifting. And then we go back and what we call reevaluate term um, to see where we are. So when you go back and focus on that next step, what's that like now for you?
4 for frustration.
Okay, so went from 8 to 4. That was 50% reduction. And anything else like coming up, anything stronger than that, like the sadness or stuckness, or is it mostly frustration?
It's mostly frustration.
Anything else you're becoming aware of?
Yeah, I'm kind of upset with myself. So I'm not sure what that is.
You're upset for yourself about,
With myself,
with yourself about,
not moving forward.
mhm, okay. So 1 out of 10, how upset are you?
9.
Yeah.
That's kind of just
Yeah. So
up there.
this is what we do when doing kind of these holistic processes, things that are dormant, latent, um, unconscious come to the surface, which is the beauty. And when you're in a group experience, then it's much easier to release things and get insights and, of course, support for the process. And it can be life changing. So what we can learn in this a 10-minute process can change a person's life, or at least help in the meantime, if not, profoundly over time. So we'll do another round. So releasing that upset and releasing being upset,
Releasing,
releasing that upset and the
releasing the
eyebrow. Good. Tapping 5 to 7 times. Side of the eye, releasing.
releasing the upset,
Good. And under the eye, there's a bone there, releasing.
releasing the upset,
Under the nose, releasing.
releasing the upset,
Under the mouth, releasing.
releasing the upset,
Good. And the collarbone, that ridge, releasing.
releasing the upset,
Under the arm, releasing.
releasing the upset.
Good. Excellent. And breathing. And sometimes what we do, we combine with it. When we talked about the soul, centering the soul activation, we combine that as part of the healing just to get more insight. And especially uh, uh, if you've done it before, it's even easier to connect with the soul. But I know Bonita, since I know her, can do this probably pretty proficiently. So if you're just breathing into your heart, Bonita, and you can put your hand on it if you want, just breathing into your heart. And as you breathe in your heart, you relax. You may have that mountain like you saw earlier, and you open up to the the greater sphere, just connecting with your soul and the greater realms, the higher realms, the infinite realms, just opening up more and more from your heart, from your soul to that high mountaintop where you can connect with everything and everyone easily right now in this moment. Beautiful. And as you breathe into that, Bonita, let me know what you're experiencing.
Well, at first I felt a lot of energy swirling, and now it's just very peaceful.
Went from peaceful. Okay.
Hmm.
So it's a feeling. Any images, colors, symbols, or any resources there you're picking up on or would like to get?
Just a sense that the spirit is close at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being out there, it's
Mm-hmm.
here.
Wow. Okay, that's beautiful. I can feel that too. Yeah, great. Okay. Anything else?
No,
So you can remove your hand, just breathe, and coming back to your feeling about uh, going forward. What's it like now?
it's kind of exciting on waiting to see what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like a suspense story or movie. What's going to be next? Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes you have to
exactly.
wait till the drama unfolds and in suspense.
Yeah, I'm going to be on vacation this next week, so might give me some time to open up to see what might be there.
Great. So now, in terms of when you focus on your next steps and so forth, you mentioned excitement. Anything else? I mean, that's a big difference from frustration.
Openness, like I don't know what it is, but
Hmm.
I'm sure it's something good.
Great.
And um, receiving,
Right. That's good. That's beautiful. Very soulful energies are coming in instead of, when we get stuck and stressed, our ego kind of clamps down on us and we get the blinders on. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Great. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip.
That was a wonderful example of life purpose and going forward uh, with your uh, energies so they're clear and supported. Yeah. And so that gives you an idea of what you would learn in the upcoming 12-week coach healing program, the next one focusing on life purpose. And in the coaching healing certification program, there are 3 courses. You could take one course or 2 courses or all 3 in any order. Manifesting Your Dreams and Heart and Soul of Coaching and Healing are the others. Um, and it's quite a transformation and a wonderful journey being supported in doing it. And also, I know Sunny, who is here, took our course. Would you like to share a little bit about what the program was like for you?
Well, it's always amazing and uplifting and always learning something new, but also very, very healing through the process as well. So I just highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's always great seeing with you, and you'll connect with people. They can
Yes.
have lifelong relationships with people you meet in the course, become your buddies, and they're just beautiful people. Kind of hard to find people too that you can have practice partners and get to know them in wonderful ways. Thanks for sharing that, Sunny. And also, some of the benefits, as I've been pointing out, of taking the spiritual holistic coaching and healing life purpose course and the whole program we'd even recommend is you're going to learn these tools and knowledge that would be very hard to find elsewhere. And you're going to gain a lot of clarity and confidence. You'll be in a very supportive environment. And you're really going to experience a lot of ahas and transformations. Those spiritual stages, you may actually start to go through some of those spiritual stages I referred to earlier. And if you want, you can enhance or start a career or just add it to uh, the occupation you're currently doing. And some people just take it just purely for the knowledge, the tools, the experience of it, which is really wonderful in itself. Something I wanted to point out because someone might ask, well, can I just learn coaching and healing from AI or a book or a video? Well, not really at all. It's This kind of training is absolutely irreplaceable. Why? So yes, you can get some good knowledge from an AI or a book or a video, but you can't embody it. You can't get it directly from someone who knows um, how to do it and can talk to you individually because you're individually and personal. So, for instance, just to go back to the process you saw with Bonita, yeah, she could have this issue and maybe read about some things about it and try to do something and maybe have some success. But to have it in a group experience support by someone who can really help her, it's irreplaceable. And as you keep getting those coaching and healing sessions in yourself, you embody it and you take the knowledge that you're learning and take it into being. You start to live it and you get mentored and it's very personal and individualized for you. So it's a very beautiful transformational experience. And you just need to have that experience. You can't replace it with something like learning on your own and reading stuff or getting an AI description of something. And Bonita, since you took the course, do you want to share a little bit what it was like for you?
Oh, I learned a ton. I took several other coaching programs over the years, and they didn't give me the tools like this one did because I felt I was really a terrible coach. Um, and this one had so many different ways to get in to work with people that instead of just coming in cold and, well, what do you want to coach on today? You know, we just talk about what's going on in their life, and then I had tools to help them, work through whatever it was that we needed to do. And the 7 levels of healing was huge, and the wheels, and I mean, there was just so much stuff. I mean, like I said, you gave us real tools. You gave
Yeah.
us real tools for what people needed.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And Jane Mountrose, my partner, co-teaches with me, so you get the masculine and feminine, and you're with wonderful people like Sunny and Bonita who are sharing. And it's very practical. It's very structured. Everything we do, although it is quite holistic and spiritual, is practical. How do you apply it? How do you use it in practical situations, like the one that I just demonstrated you a few minutes ago? And I think it's a lot of it's fun. And because you learn a lot and you grow a lot, and there's a lot of ahas and breakthroughs through the process. So what's included when you join the course? Uh, you'll get these weekly live trainings. Tuesday is the class, and Thursday you practice with a partner with feedback. That's how you integrate it deeply. And they're all recorded. So if you can't make one and miss it or want to watch a replay, there's some comprehensive learning materials. Jane and I are writers. There's a very good manual you'll get with it and other handouts and templates. The community is great. It's beautiful. It's people just love the other people in the course. And that's something. And the professional certification. It's good to have some certification just to feel competent and confident, to know that you've gone through some training. uh, you're more authentic, you know a lot more. You're not kind of stumbling around, like I said earlier, without that structure or details. That's uh, so important, the exact things to do. And you can't prescribe it because it comes up in the moment. It's contextual. So people who take the program, they report to us that it helps them with their career, their income, their healing and well-being, and connection and support. They feel much more connected and supported too, to have this kind of experience and ongoing training. Um, so what is your next step? What do we do next for the upcoming program if you're interested to go further? Well, it starts October 14th. There's a page here which describes the course, the program in detail. It's the shortened URL is tinyurl.com/HOL coach. And you can also call us at Awakenings Institute at 805-934-1238. So that's your next step. Have a free planning session with us, see how this is right for you. We have flexible payment plans, so that shouldn't be a problem. We can figure that out with you because we know everyone's individual. You can call us directly at our Awakenings Institute home office, 805-934-1238. And I said the website has a description of the page and how to connect with us too in different ways. So it has really been great being with you all, helping you discover your life purpose, helping others do that. Look